Hello, hello, hello. We are back at it on episode 92. I hope that doesn't go on in the background on this recording. Whatever, it's fine. It's authentic. Anyway, episode 92 of the Mental Thuds podcast, and I'm here with
Kayo. My name Kayo. You can follow me on IG, MYNAMEKAYO. I'm a poet and photographer.
yes,
Yeah.
a poet and photographer. I met Mr. Kayo back at Red's 28. It was like a hookah bar in Uptown Charlotte. They're having one of them artist poetry Wednesdays. What was it called?
It's an open mic, so it's called Release Therapy Wednesday. We have it each and every Wednesday. Doors open at 7. The show starts between 8:15 and 8:30. Come pull up on us. We do it every week.
That's cool, man. No, seriously, when I first showed up there, I'm like, wow, this place is wavy as hell. I'm like, everybody's just like on the, because it's like I originally when I was writing poetry myself, it was back like in middle school and everything, and I was mostly doing it in the same way format that y'all was doing it, just kind of stepping up from front of people like for career class and just kind of like whoa, what's going on? Oh, okay, they're just backing up.
I was about to say, what the fuck is this?
What is going on?
I don't do 12.
Yeah, no. It's like if you want to know what's going on, it's like we're on the East Side Charlotte, literally at the Quick Trip on the East Side. You know where Eastland Mall used to be and everything. That's where the stuff is going on. Like I forget the police usually comes here and just kind of sits in here.
Yeah, no. I don't like that they're right across from us right now. That kind of bothers me, but they chilling. As long as they don't bother me,
ain't nothing. You good, man? I mean, it's not like
I just don't fuck with cops, yo.
No. I understand, but that's just where Charlotte is, because like there's so much of a populace growing. So instead of just investing in the school, which would be a productive thing people would do, they rather invest into building more and more police stations. Like,
I've seen 3 of them being built up in the past year. That's just crazy.
No, seriously. I'm like, well, they got all that money they could have put into another Eastland. Actually, that wouldn't be good if they made another Eastland Mall, because it's like, the last time they had Eastland Mall, they had nothing but fights over there and commotion and drama.
And that's Concord and Northlake, too. So
yeah, but it's just like, it was worse here because it's like literally
in the middle of the hood.
Yeah. What's going on here? Where's he?
Just going inside.
Trevor going inside.
As long as you don't walk up to my car, we good.
You ain't got nothing in the car, do you?
No.
All right, cool, good. Just double check. Ain't nothing wrong. I don't mean to ask and everything.
Nah, we good. I just don't fuck with 12.
It just, you never know when one of them is just probably wanting to probably try to get, and it's just like, I mean, I never had issues like to that degree. Oh, but did I? Yes, with sheriffs when it comes to speeding, but it was just like, that was just, no, seriously, because sometimes when you be driving on the highway, you don't even be trying to speed. It's just like your mind be ghosting and you're just like, ain't nobody else. So you just
slow, and then all of a sudden,
it's like, whoop. Like, what? Next thing you know, you got a ticket right there. It's like, damn, dude. Like, seriously, man. That held me back from moving out of Charlotte. I actually wanted to move to D.C. and everything for this year, but it's just like...
D.C.'s dope.
Yeah, no. So, you've been to D.C.? How many times have you been to D.C.?
I've only been once. I might, because I'm getting ready to head back home for a little bit. My cousin's getting married, and I'm shooting some of the pictures for the wedding.
That's good.
So we'll be going up to New York. I'm from New York. But I was going to stop through D.C. either on my way there or back, just to hang out for a little bit. But yeah, DC is a vibe, man. Yeah,
majority black city and everything, bro. A whole lot of black. There's like over 5,000 black-owned businesses in DC alone.
I did not know that.
It's crazy. No, seriously. And it's just like, another cool thing about it is just like, when you're actually out there during night, like the nightlife, there's always bars and stuff like back to back to back.
And so the person that I co-host with, a poet named Superman. Shout out to a poet named Superman. Yes, you got to say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest, all of that shit. But he had a feature up there, and I went up with him. So we performed at this place called Bus Boys and Poets. It's like one of the main spots. Like if you're a poet and you perform at one of these locations at a Bus Boys and Poets, that's like a trademark. That's a milestone. Like, you actually made it to a certain point. So we went up to DC because he had a feature at one of those spots. And the place that we were at was really dope. It was a vibe. And then we just walked DC for a little bit, just looking at different bars and stuff like that. We ended up in this hookah spot. It was real chill.
It's a vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the whole city's a vibe at night. Like, I was out there at night. I'm like, wow, this is really chill. Like, this could be my future home for real. And it's no, seriously, it's like very expensive. My father lives, I think, in Alexandria, Virginia. So it's just like he works at the hospital at Howard University. I'm trying to go to that university for graduate school. So it's just like, that's my future school, future city, future. My future is there, man. I see it over there. But it's like I feel like maybe I just need to stay here a little bit longer because they suspended my license. I don't know. I'm not saying, but it's just like the speeding ticket, man.
Yeah, I try to stay away from them things as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna be driving like a grandma for a good while.
You should. Why you got that on there? Because yeah, we don't need you getting in trouble out here.
No, seriously, bro. I guess that's just their bread and butter, man. It was Salisbury. It's really that Rowan County. Like, really, when you're driving through Rowan County, anybody listen to in North Carolina, take your time. You don't got to go nowhere, bro. I don't care if you're in a rush. Just take your time, unless you want to get serious, because it's not worth the headache, really.
Especially
it's just
South Carolina. Crossing that border, I got pulled over and I got profiled. Not even just pulled over. I got profiled in South Carolina. I was on my way down to Alabama for something that we had going on down there, and like halfway through the state, lights flash on me, and I'm like, yo, what's up with this? What's going on? They pulled me over. They asked me a ton of questions, asked me to get out the car. So I had to get out. I had one of my sisters with me, and they let her stay in the car, luckily. And I'm like, all right, cool. So she was like recording from her end. I went live on Facebook, and they asking 1,000,001 questions. Where you're going, who you going with, how you getting there, how long it's going to take you, what you doing when you get there, when you coming back. And I'm like, yo, 1, I don't live in this state. 2, I'm not going to be in this state. 3, y'all asking a whole bunch of questions
for
that y'all...
types of reasons.
Man, because I had a rental vehicle, and they was like trying to see if I had stuff in the car. And I'm like, man, if y'all don't leave us alone, we ain't did shit. It was for a church event, so that just made me more upset. Like, I was heavy into the church at that time in my life, and it was just like, yo, I'm on my way to do something for church, and y'all giving me 91 degrees of questions and shit.
And you don't even know like how to really react into those situations until you're put in those situations. And literally, it's just like you gotta be level-headed. You gotta try not to react or whatever. Not put your hands in your pocket.
I had to be like that because when I wasn't here. If I was here, that'd have been a different story. And I wasn't anywhere near like people that I know would be able to like pull up and have my back for real. Because me in a situation like that, had I been in Charlotte, I'd be like, yo, what? First of all, why are you asking me all these questions? Second of all, let me just make a few text messages real quick and have people pull up because this is uncomfortable. Y'all doing the most.
Just letting y'all know there's now 3 police officers.
2 in front of us and 1 to the right.
And 1 to the right on the east side.
And I don't want to move because then they can be like, oh, what's he doing?
No, seriously, you might as well just sit and just chillax because it's just like, man, it's just... What is up? I don't
Enough
know.
about the cops. Fuck them.
Yeah, no, seriously. But it's just like, man. You know what's crazy? Everybody, I remember one memory while dealing with the police, man. Is like, I remember me and my dad, my brother were just driving and everything. And for no reason, they just pulled my dad over for no reason. Pulled him out the car and had to pat him down and everything. My dad's an immigrant from Liberia. Literally, like, nurse daughter. He ain't got no association with no thug stuff. No, literally nothing with drugs or anything. And they just profiled him. Just because it's like not, and it's weird, man. It's like I swear it's like another dimension for us. It's like we're living the same place as our other like racial like contemporaries.
But I've realized with people, like, okay, I feel like we're gonna go here. I feel like the multiverse theory exists with just like people within like our planet, like on Earth or whatever, within around us or whatever, because like. There are a bunch of white people who literally don't know the shit that we go through, and like they don't it's not a part of their life at all.
At all.
So it's like they're living in this whole other universe where none of that shit affects them. They don't see it. They live in their like, really nice houses or whatever, or whatever part of whatever city they live in. They just have this really nice lifestyle of like, okay, black people don't exist here. And if they do, they're the good ones, the good old boys. And it's like they don't know that there's a whole other experience out here that
like
that
a
we're
whole
living.
system, like a literal system of things breaking out. We're usually like the victims of said system. It's like, take it from me, like I'm 6'1", around like 200 some pounds and everything of that nature. So I get profiled like in many other ways, but not even outside of that. Like it's a constant battle of trying to come across as I'm not a threat all the time. And it's just like that's always, it's kind of tiresome because you want to be more relaxed, but then you don't know what's what or who's thinking however they're thinking. But it's like, even when you get offended or when someone oversteps a boundary, you gotta with the freaking locks on the
Yeah. Cops.
I know, but it's just funny because it's like it's such a flip because it's like they see like a black person walk by.
Yeah.
But now it's like for us it's like the opposite. But anyway, yeah, man, it's always it's a very I don't want to say it's a tiresome experience or whatever, but it is like something a lot of us have to deal with, like, just accept a part of our lives and everything, outside of like, law enforcement. How do you feel like racism in a sense like maybe affected you growing up?
Oh shit.
We ain't gotta go too deep in it. You can give a little example.
I'll just say this: a lot of it really didn't have too much of a direct effect on me until I moved down here. And
you're originally from New York.
I'm originally from upstate New York in Rochester. Okay. And I experienced it there, but I didn't really like. It was something that just rolled off like water on a duck's back. You know, I was like, all right, whatever. Like, or I wasn't aware of that's what I was experiencing until I got older and I experienced some other things, and then things were told to me, like going to church and like the way that because one of the churches that I went to growing up was predominantly white, and they were really nice people. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They are very nice people, and they have very genuine hearts. Sometimes they don't know that the stuff that they say is borderline racist or the stuff that they do is borderline racist. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that some of that stuff was like that until I got older. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, yo, wait, why were y'all acting like that? But ignorance, it's not always bliss, but it's like, all right, now that I know better, and if that situation or those situations happen to me now, I'm going to react differently. It's going to feel different. It's not going to have the same type of,
same type of pull.
Yeah, like down here, once I got heavily involved in activism right about 2014, 2015.
Oh, wow, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Were you out there protesting during one, what's his name? Was it 2016 or was it 20? No, I remember I worked at Papa John. It might have been 2018 with George Floyd.
Okay. That was 2020.
2020. Oh, my God. It's just so much time. Yeah. It's always another person.
See, and that's the thing. So 2016, it was with Keith Lamont Scott.
Yeah.
Over in the university area. That was one of the major ones that was the first major one that I was involved in. There was Jonathan Farrell before that, but I came around after all of the main protesting for that happened, but we were still like going to city council, trying to get answers with certain things with that case. And like during the whole court process, I was there during the court process. We were still marching and stuff like that, trying to bring awareness to the situation, because like that man was killed unfairly. Like he was looking for help. Yeah. Lady called the cops. Dude was about to run, and they popped him. Like, yo, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure they dumped out the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Whole clip on dude.
Yeah, I think they shot him like 10 times or something like that. Either way, like
it makes you wonder, do people realize that people are dead forever? Like, it's just like like that's a forever situation.
That man while he was bleeding out, yo. They didn't let him get any type of medical help or attention or anything like that. They told the medics to back up. That was a really, really fucked up situation. But yeah, so that was 2015. No, that was 2015. It's 2016 is when Keith Lamont Scott happened, and we had the rioting going on uptown, and we only started rioting because they shot and killed somebody at the protest. They said that it was somebody in the protest that shot him, and it's like, yo, we're all here because one of y'all killed one of us, and you think that we're gonna kill one of us at a protest?
No, seriously. Like, it's just like, they be trying to throw stuff like that. And
make it make sense.
They be trying to make like this weird narrative, and it never adds up, bro. It's just like, could you at least add some effort? Like, it's just like, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. But where were you during the whole George Floyd situation?
I was out there.
I know I was out there too. Were you the same group of people that got hit with the tear gas?
Which time?
No, the tear gas for the how many times you want to? Cause I remember I got hit with the tear gas uptown in Charlotte.
Yeah. Okay. So I did during George Floyd. When we were on Betty's Ford, that was a whole setup.
That was Betty's Ford. Okay, you were the Betty's Ford people.
I was on Betty's Ford. I don't know that whole protest. I didn't understand what happened with all of that. I was out there with my activist mom. Shout out to Cass. But we went out there to see what was going on. We thought things were a little sketchy when we saw the flyer or whatever. But like, all right, let's just check it out. it was just weird that they had a protest on Betty's Ford in front of the police station. Why are we protesting in the middle of the hood for something that's for, like, we know what's going on. Why aren't we in Myers Park, Ballantyne, Pineville, telling these folk, like, yo, like, wake up?
I wouldn't go to Ballantyne, you know. I'd rather go uptown. Uptown is like, because it's like,
yes,
because it's like everybody, because it's like there's a courthouse, there's everything, you know.
Exactly, but if we're doing this to bring awareness and to bring change, they need to know as well.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the whole purpose of going to these other areas. So we were kind of like confused as to why we were in the middle of Betty's Ford, and then the people who organized the whole thing started to incite a riot right then and there. And they're the ones that got everything started and got everybody riled up. And then that's why the police came out with the riot gear and they were shooting us with the rubber bullets and the pepper pellets and tear gas and all that other shit. Yeah, that junk wasn't cool.
Nah, but seriously, no, but it's just like, I don't know, that's not like the best way to protest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get protesting and everything, but that's just starting a riot just because, you know, it's just...
And the thing is, the people who started it were white people.
White people? Okay.
And they were white people that my activist mom and others have worked with before. We didn't recognize until afterward, but it was like a really messed up situation that they put us in, and it was like, yo, this is really jacked up, and our people fell for it. But you know, you ever think that maybe they're just sent there to just cause a riot so they can make it look like, you know, because they were the people while we were protesting before, they were the ones that were intentionally getting arrested. It's a whole thing. I don't even want to go into that.
No, it's crazy. Because literally with the whole George Floyd situation, that was the first time I ever got to protest in person, but no try to reshare nothing. And I'm like out there uptown and everything, and I'm like, you know, everybody was pretty chill because it wasn't like a crazy protest. Everybody had their signs up, just walking. George Floyd. That's it. That was literally no riots, nothing. Yep. No need for tear gas, nothing. You know, and but in the back of my head, I'm like, there's like, you know, every black person got the little spidey sense of just like, okay, something might not, right. something crazy is gonna happen. I'm just praying in my head, like, Lord, please, whatever it is. Because there's always, like, you don't want people, the way how, like, guns are distributed, you don't know who has what. Yeah. And who's just going to come on and just start wasting people. Or just, like, you know, there's always that one guy that does the absolute most. Like, dude, this is a, you know.
It was somewhere up north, like Wisconsin or something like that. That white kid that went out and just started popping people.
The Rittenhouse niggas.
Yeah.
It's just like, because it's what's the point in doing that? They want to hold on to the First Amendments until it's used against them, and then they want to start shooting people. Like, you know, I never understood that. You can keep a way out of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, like, we're not when this whole Black Lives Matter thing, it's just like, dude, all we're protesting is that Black Lives matter. They matter.
An organization.
They're not better. They're not superior. Yeah. They're not to be entitled to nothing. We just
trying to exist. Be glad that we're simply trying to exist, coexist.
Not be choked out. You know what I'm saying? Not get a knee on the back of my neck. I mean, that'd be nice. Like, you know, just regular.
Yeah. I didn't think that we don't want revenge.
Yeah, it's just I never thought of that. That was something you had to ask for, but it was just that's just the situation we had to deal with in the system. But it's just like, at the same time, I knew something crazy was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were they had us cornered uptown Charlotte. You know, like, because, you know, every intersection there's like a square. Like, literally, they hit us with tear gas. When I tell you, it's just the way I was coughing, choking. I thought I had asthma. I thought I was going to die. Because I was out there. Everyone was trying to go under, you know, like, like when you go to the mall, they have these things that you kind of pull down to close, like the store. It was like that between, like, these buildings and everything where the parking decks are. Yeah, and we were trying to burrow under that because there was so much stuff going on. Yeah. It was crazy. I'm going to show you the videos of the experience, like after the interview. But it was just like, dude, it was just like, what was the point in that? Like, isn't that illegal and everything? Like,
I don't know about the legality of all of that, but I know that that's how people are. Because in 2016, when the rioting happened, so as soon as, like, everybody started to go crazy, there was tear gas being popped off, flashbangs, rubber bullets, and all of that. And if you were anywhere near that tear gas, you weren't breathing properly for a minute.
A while. No, seriously, when they hit me with that, I was coughing. Yeah. It's like, I felt like I was having an asthma attack.
Nostrils, all of that. Like, I couldn't see for a good 10 minutes. I could barely breathe. I had PTSD from that day for a long time. Like, going uptown, it still smelled like that pepper spray. and that tear gas. It still smelled like that for the longest.
Yeah, man. I had to find a different way to protest, man, because I believe
not
like
for everybody. There's multiple ways that you can try to invoke change and make people aware.
Seriously, but it's just like I'd rather run fundraiser. I could do a little fundraiser. Fundraisers are pretty good. There's other ways to protest. It's just like that's such a vulnerable way because you don't know they could throw like tear gas and they could throw guns.
Those things more prepared. You may be going out there for a peaceful protest, but you got to be prepared for like people, the cops doing the most.
Not even the cops, but people who just want to do the absolute.
You got to be ready for certain shit. And I remember I was talking to a friend of mine when I invited them out to one of the protests, and I saw him out there. I was like, "Yo, where all your stuff at? You ain't ready for this, that, and the third?" And I'm like, I didn't even think about nothing like that. They were geared up from head to toe, ready for war. And sure enough, we need to be ready for war that night.
You might have to get like bulletproof because it's just like, Lord, it's a war zone out here. Just for a sense of dignity, I can't believe like we still have to do this to this day. Like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they passed away for a while. And it's just like things every decade it gets more complicated. Mass incarceration, like single parent households, the Ritalin being pushed into the schools,
beyond that.
It's so many different levels of like, making it complicated for us as people to really progress as a society and even as a community, and it's just like, you try to configure ways like, what could we do to really reverse a lot of this damage? And it's like, considering how it's like, this is 400 years worth of oppression and everything. And we're really just, every level, it's just, there's always another obstacle. There's always something new and everything. But it's just like, if you were to like, can figure out a plan, it ain't got to be a plan, but just like, because you ain't got to say everything up here. But what do you think like some main issues that we need to address within our society, our community as a people? I know that's like a lot. You can give us some time.
So one thought that I have when it comes to everything, I really feel like we need to go back to being able to have our own communities, period, and not be integrated, like our own schools, our own stores, our own shops, all of that. Like we have those things, but I mean like Black Wall Street.
Have the option, at least.
Yeah, like because being integrated with other people, well, that's all good and well. Sometimes they just don't understand the way that we operate and the way that we do things.
Yeah.
So something like us just enjoying ourselves, having fun, for us, that's just a good time.
Yeah.
For other people, that's a noise complaint.
Yeah.
Now the cops are being called.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, like we chilling. We're not bothering you.
Yeah.
Like we're good. But you wanna
make it a situation for no reason. And then there's an obsessiveness with trying to figure out something that you have no business trying to indulge yourself into. Like I feel it. No, seriously, I get you on that. For sure. I didn't realize the differences until I went to an HBCU. Like for
I wish I would have gone to an HBCU.
Oh man. Oh, I don't even want to put dude. When I tell you, bro, I can't wait to go back for homecoming, bro. That's my home. Like really.
I consider myself an honorary Aggie. Just because, I've always wanted to go there. Like when I was a kid and I saw a drumline, I thought that Atlanta A&T was a thing for real. And then I learned like a few years later that it was actually NC A&T. And I'm like, oh, that's where I want to go to college. I didn't think I had the grades for it, so I never tried. I should have done that.
You should have went to community college, did the best you can, and got a transfer.
School isn't for me. School wasn't my thing.
They made you think that. That's what they try to do to me. You got to keep pushing. I kept pushing. I got to an HBCU. When I tell you, bro, like, well, I didn't even think nothing.
School.
I didn't think about nothing when I went to NCCU, bro. Like, literally on tour for my brother, because he was like the athlete. So I thought, like, whatever. And I'm like, I kind of like it here. My friend went to NCCU and everything. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just meet him over here. We can just party and just have fun. It'll be like regular school, but more fun. When I tell you, he got kicked out, but it's no problem. But when I went there, though, when I said I found myself, the Men's Achievement Center, Fried Chicken Wednesdays, the parties.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, it's not even but just the community, dude. Like, I had mentors. Like, when you're having the worst type of day, you have someone you can vent to who understands you. Teachers that look like you, who don't really try to, like malign you or look down on you.
That's why we need our own sense of community.
That's what I'm saying.
Areas.
That's what the system did to you. They made it seem like you couldn't make it. Dude, when I tell you I was a C and D student between like middle school, high school, I went to an HBCU. I graduated cum laude. Just let that sit in.
I get you. I feel you. For me personally, and I'm glad that worked out for you. For me personally, school just wasn't my thing. Like that whole academic system, like structure, it doesn't work for me. Certain structures just I can't. It doesn't work, which is why I quit my job. Because it's like, yo, if I can't be free in what I want to do, if I have to, if you're telling me that I can't request off unless I have PTO, and I'm making more money in that one day, in 1 hour, than I would work in a whole shift for you, I'm going to want to go make my money.
That's okay.
And that's not fair that I can't do that. Or I have a major event. I have missed major events within my, or milestones within my family, like my grandmother's 80th birthday, because I had to be at work. And if I would have not gone to work, I'd have been out of a job. And then like, what am I going to do? I don't like being at the mercy of other people in that way. So like that freedom that I got from leaving my job is just like, I'd rather do it this way. That way I have to grind to make my money, to make ends meet. And it's all on me.
That's okay. No, I feel that.
You know? And then when it came to school, it was just like, all right, I can do the stuff in school. When I go home, why am I doing this at home? Why am I doing homework at home?
Doing homework at home. Well, I mean, at school, let me just tell you, like, literally, like, the homework
from
is
this time to this time. I should not be doing schoolwork after that.
Yeah, no, but at college, let me just tell you, HBCU, bro, I know I hated school, bro. So for me to even be at this stage of my life, literally telling you about the one of them, like, when I take with the professors, bro, they will work with you, bro. Like, I'm telling you, just because you know them, they'll literally give you a little hand up here and there. Like, literally, that's how school should have been. How HBCUs are is how school should always be. It should be a place you want to be at.
Fair.
That's where they bullshit in this system with it, because they make school look like it's work, and it's not work. School should be a sanctuary for people to learn, to find themselves, and that's what a HBCU is, and everything. You got your nerd, your gamers here, your athletes here. Everybody has their place, and nobody's like, typical. That's the thing. Everyone's their own person. You just roll with whoever you want to roll with, and that's it. There's up to 8,000 people at NCCU alone. 80% of them women. Just keeping out there. Yeah, I'm an equal. Oh. Yeah, I know. You're honorary Aggie. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's no problem. I mean, we beat you on the classic. Well, let me.
Hey, look, man.
I'm playing.
We're not even gonna talk about it.
It's okay. HBCU. It's okay. Once you're at HBCU,
it's all love. I still don't like y'all.
It's all love. But it's okay. It's all right. But either way, man, it's just like, I just thank God that, like, the Lord literally stood by me. And I'm not like a heavy religious person, but I feel like he really walked with me to this direction, because I had to isolate myself from a lot of motherfuckers who were just dragging me down, bro. And it's just like, I'm not a holier than thou type person, but it's like, once you have something that's like, that that you can make something more, like, look at this whole podcast situation. I'm 91 episodes deep.
91. 92.
You're the 92, 92nd.
92 now.
I'm trying to hit 150. Sometimes I doubt I'm going to make it, but I don't care. I'm going to keep pushing, because like, this is like, if I can't be able to make my goals with stuff like this, like, this started as an idea. Now it's like a part of me now.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's how success works. Like, and it's just like, you got to isolate yourself from people that just drag you down. People with no goals. People who don't really see themselves becoming anything more and everything. You don't need a degree to become more. Look at you. You're doing all this money. Yeah. You got this car. I'm driving a Toyota Camry. Like, and it's all right and everything, but it's just like, at the same token and everything, it's just like, once you have a passion to like push forward in life, and like, that fire to push forward in life, God will favor you and everything in more ways than you think. It's just a matter of just keeping that mind open. But it's like, man, it's just, but I know we've been speaking about a whole lot of matters in regards to like, like racism and all systematic and like even the school stuff. Yeah. Well, let's start getting more into the artistic side. What really had you like really grow into like, push into that direction of being an artist, a poet and stuff?
I mean, I've been writing since 8th grade. Probably 7th or 8th grade, one of those two. My teacher at the time, Miss Holt, God rest her soul, she was the one that introduced me to poetry in like different forms. Edgar Allan Poe and like Shakespeare and like different literary elements and all of that other stuff. Like, she was the one that introduced me to all of that and made it fun. So like I got into acting in plays and stuff like that too for a little bit. So I was like a theater kid for 0.2 seconds, but like poetry is what really stuck with me. I actually wrote my first poem in her class. Don't remember it. But I know that's where I got started. And then from there, in high school, I had a teacher from my sophomore year up into my senior year. She would introduce us to new words. I think it was either every day or every week. Can't remember. But it would be a word that we normally wouldn't hear. SAT, ACT word or something like that. And whenever she did those words, like if I really liked the word, I would write a poem about it.
That's cool.
So like I was just constantly writing. And then one of the main poems that I wrote that still sticks to this day, 6 Feet Under. I wrote that, I think my junior or senior year in high school. And that poem still resonates today. I've even added on to it because I did a song with my god brother, Sarion. And it was All Fall 16 was like the intro into it. And the song was called You and I. And I wrote a poem at the end of that song. And that poem goes along with 6 Feet Under. So it just like all runs into each other. So the fact that I was able to tie something in from 2008, 2009 to something in 2016 and still be able to spit it today in 2020, it's just like, damn, like it's kind of timeless, which is cool. But at the same time, but considering the topic, because it's about police brutality, the fact that the topic is timeless is just like, damn.
The fact that police brutality is now becoming timeless, because it's like, why are we still stuck on this?
That's not, yeah. So that's really what got me started. And then I stopped for a little while, wasn't writing for a minute, and I got connected with a poet named Superman at his writer's workshop.
That's good.
And that's really what got me writing again, because I would go every week. So each week I had a new poem. So I went from writing like every once in a while, or whenever I was inspired, or whenever I was hurt, or feeling something, to like consistently writing every week, starting in like 2018. And a lot of it had to do with a relationship that I just got out of. So that was a lot of my material. And then from there, it just started to grow. And I stuck with it, and it did so much for me. Like, I'm grateful for finding that platform, Release Therapy and the Writers Workshop with the Super Friends and stuff like that, because that really gave me the outlet that I needed. And I met a lot of very talented people through that platform, and it's been going for 6+ years now.
That's good.
So like, to be not only a part of the platform, but to be co-hosting the platform now, coming from the, not necessarily the bottom, but just walking in the door, trying to like, start writing again, to, okay, I'm like one of the faces of this platform now. It's kind of cool.
It's brick by brick, man. That's just how it is. And, that's a wonderful thing about artistry as a whole. It really just binds people together for those who can appreciate that and everything. When I went to Reds 28, like for the first time ever, I was actually invited by another guy I was trying to interview by the name of Wolf. I think Long Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Wolf, yeah. I'm going to interview him tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, it's cool.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Really, really cool guy and everything. It's, I got to go look at a lot of his content and everything, because first, before I interview people, I like to check out their content and everything, whatever. I even checked out your SoundCloud a little bit and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the song? I thought it was cool.
Man, okay, I don't know what's still up there. I know I have one song on there.
One song, I think.
Okay, cool. If that's the one song that's on there, fine.
That's no problem, man. It's no problem.
But
I just feel like it's just respectful to the guests, because I don't want to just interview.
I really do. I just forgot that link was up there. 1, 2. I forgot what was like on my SoundCloud. I know I took some stuff down because I've got other songs.
That's cool.
Either ones that I've like made, like produced or something like that, or my god brother who's a producer. That song that I did on my SoundCloud is produced by him. He had it first, not Big Sean. Anyway, I dip and dabble into a lot of different things. So poetry, I sing, I rap every once in a while, just for fun. I used to dance a lot. And what else do I do? I host.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. That's
Brand
good.
ambassador, you know?
Brand ambassador. It's like, it's cool. Like you, as an artist, there's always some multiple things. There's never one thing. Like, well, I mean, I started off with poetry and everything. I still do poetry and everything. That's one thing that Reds is really starting to reinvigorate for me too. That's serious. No, definitely. You'll see me. You'll see me. It's just like, like I had to get a whole lot of things situated. So it's like, I'm definitely glad like now, like I start work by like next Monday. Not next Monday. Next Monday and everything. Like I with this home care agency and everything. So now they're gonna have me as their first marketing specialist, so I can be able to work in with that.
Okay.
And my boss is really gonna be like cooperative with me this time. So it's like, like now it's like, that's why I really like, I love working for black owned businesses, because it's like I feel like I graduated from HBCU. Thing, it's like I just want to apply myself at a black owned business.
Yeah.
It's like I want to really show like the world really what we're made of. Like if we have like a black owned like basketball association, and one could have pulled that off. They could. I saw the documentary on Netflix. They could, and one could have pulled that off. Like that would have been cool. Like a little street ball like promotion. That would have been amazing. But it's like, yeah, man. It's just I just want to apply my talents with that and see where it can take that organization. I might be working with business consulting too. So it's like, it's like there's that. And I also got a part-time job with Capital Vacation. So once the money really starts rolling in and everything, it's just like then I could be able to like really, really like show up every Wednesday and everything. Cause I just finished my 7th rap book, and it's just like poetry composition books.
Book.
Rap book. Yeah, it'd be like poetry compositions kind of written like raps and everything. Like this, since I literally had to stay in Charlotte and everything, and they had suspended my lifestyle, like I needed somewhere to get my mind right. So it's like that was like every day I was just like listening to Jay Dilla beats, and I was just writing stuff over and over.
Dilla.
No, seriously, bro.
Yo. Yeah, that's one hell of a producer right there.
No, really legendary producer and everything.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, definitely if you want to get like your creative juices rolling, definitely put on some Jay Dilla.
Man, I'm about to go back home and listen to him, bruh. There is this one, I can't even remember the name of it. I have to go find this song now.
By Jay Dilla, or it's like by the Jay Dilla production?
It was something he produced. It was just the instrumental that I heard. And I don't remember how it went or where I saw it. I have to find this thing.
No, seriously, this is one artist on SoundCloud that did this song. I think his name was Nasty Nas. He did like a song about like a tribute album, a tape to Jay Dilla and everything. I'll send you the link.
Send me that.
Because like there's this one song and everything, and it's just like I don't know where that beat instrumental. I've been looking for it for the longest minute. And I'm trying to see if like there's a way somewhere I can contact him so he can let me know, because I would play that stuff on repeat forever, bro. Because it's like that song, I was listening to this artist like back like when like one of my grandfathers, like he has a whole lot of wives because he was a Rolling Stone, but she was kind of like a grandma to me, and she passed, and it was like I'm trying to process that. So it was like that was like my artist. I was like attaching myself to like listening to the song. So I'm like, wow, this is like the best song to really like process a lot of it, because that's not how it works, everything. But like Jay Dilla, bro, like literally got me through like the first half of this like license suspension, bro. It's just writing. I couldn't even imagine I actually finished my 7th rap book, because sometimes you run out of that juice, and then you just can't find the time to find more. Yeah,
sucks. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I've been able to produce stuff, but it's not what I want.
Yeah, that's all right.
So it's like, oh, okay, like I've put content out, or not even put it out, but I've written stuff down, and it's like on my phone, and I can recite it, but it's not to my standard of what I want to be able to perform.
It's okay.
But at the same time, I know that other people need to hear it. So whenever I share it, somebody always gets something out of it. Yeah. And there were a lot of poems from 2019 that I'd never shared.
That's okay.
Or if I did, I just did once. And I'm starting to bring them back now. And whenever I bring them back, it's like, oh, this is a 2019 poem. And people are like, oh, shit. All right, Kayo got a 2019 poem. This about to be good. I was in my bag in 2019. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I was in my bag.
Everybody has their times, man.
Yeah, like there were, I think, 2 of my best poems, personally my favorite poems, I wrote between 2019 and the beginning of 2020. And that is Orange Soda and She Was a Poem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are like my favorites right now. I've put those 2 poems, they're 2 separate poems. I put them together. I don't put them over music. Like, yeah, 2019 Kayo was definitely in his bag. And I'm working to get back to that level of being proud of my work, not necessarily getting back to where I was in that moment in 2019.
Just kind of relishing it in a sense, just like,
I want to be proud of my work like I was back then. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in my artistry. It's just like, I know that I can produce, I can write something, but to be as proud of it and to, like, you know, be in my bag about it like I was with those two, it's gonna take me a little minute. That's okay.
My biggest issue, like for me as a poet, like, you know, when I write and everything, it's just like when I be looking back on my past work, if I haven't written in a while, I notice that they could be kind of like, you know, repetitive to a certain. You don't even see. Like, it was one time, like literally, and this is like the craziest I could, like HBC, we be having our poetry slam. I literally pull out this poetry slam and I'm just going through poem after poem, like, man, I got this in the bag. But then I realized I started them off the same exact way. Like, I usually start like it was either like a mixture of just like my mind's in a daze, or my mind's within a maze, or my mind is in, you know, some kind of like, you know, like it's something that, like, it's just like once you keep doing it like 3 poems, I'm like, oh my God. I started sweating like, oh my Jesus. But it was okay. It was all good. It was all good. It was like, it's all good vibes and everything. But it's just something I had to keep in mind. Now it's like, you know, like with the stuff that I be writing is I don't even name my poems now. I just put a date just to take my mind off and just focus on just what I'm feeling for the minute, and then just going on with that. So it's just like, it was just pretty good. It's good to know that I still got it and I can just come back whenever, and then it's no big deal. It's good to do some living in a while, just kind of let your mind just kind of drift, because that's where all the art comes from and everything. You can't just force it. It just kind of, it grows off something. So
Dude, you just brought me back. So when I first moved down here, I moved down here in 2010.
Okay, cool. You love it?
Do I love it?
Yeah, you like it here in Charlotte?
Oh yeah. I honestly don't see myself living anywhere else. If I did, I don't think I would go back up north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how would you contrast up north to like down here in Charlotte?
Up north is much more fast paced. It's get the money all the time. Like if I was up there, I'd have that. See, I kind of have it still, but I'm so chill as an individual. So it's kind of like, all right, you know, I'll make things work. Like it's cool. But if I was still living in New York, bruh, it would be constant.
Oh, sorry.
So being down here, it kind of like changed things up for me and like, you know, allow me to relax and chill. But yeah, that brought me to like a time when I was a part of this group on Facebook. We called it Cypher City. And it was a group of poets. It was like, I don't know, like 10 of us maybe, from all different parts of the US. So it was a few people from my hometown in Rochester, New York. And then we had people from Ohio, people from Detroit, somewhere down in Georgia, like, you know, people from all over the place. And we would just write poems and then post them on there. And then somebody might respond. It might turn into everybody responding. It's like all one poem, but it's from different parts. Or we'll have like battles and stuff like that. So, you know, one person will go in, then the other person, and they go back and forth about they shit. Bruh, such a good time. But at that time in my life, I realized that a lot of my poems started off with me sitting in a dark corner. And I'm like, I went back and read my shit. And I'm like, why am I always in this dark corner? What was so wrong with me that I feel like I'm sitting in this dark corner?
It's okay. It's all right. It's just a reflection of just like where you're at, like mentally. Yeah. Sometimes you could be in a phase in life where it feels like you're stuck in a dark corner. Yeah. In my case, where my mind is within a maze, and it's just like, but a lot of people do resonate with that. You know, for instance, you know, being a black man in America could be, you know, you're always in a maze. It's just a door open, and then next thing, bam, police brutality, bang, you know, like, you know, murder, dang, homicide, bang, gang life, gang thug life. You know, it's always a door into something getting you trapped within something. You know. Yeah. So it's just already, you know, where it could be you feel like you're in a dark corner where you kind of feel like you're kind of cornered into a situation where you can't really, like, you know, get out. Like it's just stuff of that nature. You know, it's just, you know, a lot of people resonate with that. So it's like, don't beat yourself up if it comes repetitive. It's just like there's so many different phases in life that a lot of us go through and stuff of that nature, you know. Yeah.
That was a point in my life that I realized, like, after going back to it like years and years later. Now I do a lot better with trying not to be that repetitive. And then when I do, like, I get upset. I not necessarily upset with myself, but it is a little upsetting. But it's just like, yo, I'm still here, so there's still something that I need to get out of this. So it's just a part of the process. Like, after I got out of one relationship, I was constantly writing about, like, being out of the relationship. I was like, I don't want to write about you anymore. I can't wait until I don't write about you anymore. But until then, I'm going to write about it because I need to get this out. So it was like, all right, like, I went through that process. And then before I knew it, I didn't even realize that I wasn't writing about that relationship anymore. Like, it was like months later, and I look back and I was like, dang, I haven't written about that in a minute. Okay, bet. I'm not going to write about it anymore because I don't have to.
That's all right.
You know?
That's okay. Like, a lot of like contents I be touching upon, I touch upon betrayal a lot because it's like, you know, I'm transitioning from high school to college and everything, you know, like I had to deal with a lot of betrayal, a lot of it because, like, you know, like I was doing the whole poetry thing. I'm not trying to say people are jealous or whatever, but it's like there are tendencies of my oppositions being overly critical about something. It's just like, you know, like that hasn't even manifested within a song yet. So it's like, that's weird. And then they run weird campaigns and then people try to like roll with them. It's, you know, like it's like weird.
You can't be overly critical of art.
Yeah.
So like with release therapy, it's literally supposed to be that. So your skill level of whatever you do, we don't care about that. I don't care. We want you to be able to express your art the way that you feel that you want to express it. And we're just happy that you got up there and did that. Yeah, period.
Let's go. And if you want to be like a performer or anything, right. It really helps you.
Yeah,
helps you gain your confidence.
And then if you want those type of critiques, then you know you can get those. But like, we're not just gonna come out and be like, "Hey, yo, so this is what you could do better with this," or "This is how I'm critiquing that," or.
The vibes are all chill and everything. Like, literally, I haven't spoken to so many people since July and everything. And even I hit them all back from Res 28. Yeah, sure, I can do the whole process. Even you're here right now and everything. That should already tell you, like, what the vibes are like. Like, we don't know each other from a can of paint. Nope. Here we are, like, talking, like, 46 minutes in about all sorts of situations and everything. That's the beauty about this podcast. You can literally talk to anybody about anything. And stuff, so it's just like, you know, but yeah, I could definitely see that, like, you know, like really like performing like for Reds and everything maybe in the future. I know you're gonna be there this Wednesday, right?
Absolutely.
Catch me there. I might pull up. If I don't pull up this weekend or this Wednesday, definitely next Wednesday for sure.
Oh yeah,
and everything.
Come check us out again. You know, the vibes is always cool. Everybody's welcome. You know, everybody's welcome to get on the mic. So, you know, you don't have to worry about, I don't know what people are going to think of me. If anything, you being nervous and not wanting to get up there, I understand that. Yeah. But don't worry about what other people are going to think, because we're going to love you anyway. We're going to show you love.
If you want, like, somebody else can probably go up on stage with you and whatnot. Like, I would do some stuff like that. Everything. If somebody was nervous. Do some stupid stuff. Yeah. Just take your mind off of it. You know, I swear, like, the vibes are chill and everything. Like, that Reds. And I've only been there once, and it's pretty chill. And stuff of that nature. But it's like, but in regards to poetry, is there any notable poets that kind of influenced you to a certain degree?
Man, okay, this is not necessarily a full list, but I know that there was the Knicks Poetry Slam like years and years ago. I can't remember all the artists, but that was one thing that really got me like going into it. But right now, I would say definitely a poet named Superman. Sir Abstracts for sure. Frank Expressions is a beast. Nani is another poet. She sleeps on herself, but she is so fucking dope. I love whenever she spits. She has like this way of telling stories, but they're making it feel like it's her first person experience. But she's speaking from a whole different like context, like a different like third person type. Like, yo, she is really fucking good. Jordan Bailey, National Slam Poet champion. Esma's another. She was the Charlotte Slam Poet champion. Blues, the God. Like he's like the godfather of poetry in Charlotte. Like I've seen this man freestyle poems, like walk into a room, look around like, oh snap, Blues is here. Give him the mic. He gets on the mic and does a full length, like 5-minute freestyle poem, and it's all cohesive. It's not jibber jabber. It's content. It's like stuff with substance. And to be able to do something like that off the top of your head is amazing.
And not try to shoot for fame or nothing, just show shit up.
And see, that's the thing. He's won awards, like, was it Grammys or Emmys? One of the two. Can't remember which one it is. But he's won awards, like, has been on these big platforms, been recognized by, like, the Academy type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he's so humble, so chill. He's very personable. He'll talk to you just like, you know, a regular person. And, you know, you want him to come to your event, he'll come show you love. He pops up at a poet named Superman and Sir Abstracts. Sir Abstracts has an event at members only, Eclectic Soul Sessions. That's every Thursday. And he's pulled up to both of those places and, you know, just vibed out with us. He's not coming to get on the list, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to hand him the mic anyway, so he'll do it.
But you gotta be down to earth, man. When God gives you like a God-given gift, you gotta really be down to earth to really, like, you know, express those gifts. It's when people that are like kind of big-headed and just kind of grandiose, they don't really seem to, you know, really touch the authenticity of their souls. And that's how. Yeah. That's why you gotta be really in sync and personable with yourself to really express yourself the best way you can.
He definitely is. Like,
that's good. He sounds like a cool person.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. Hydra's another amazing poet.
I saw Hydra. Like, I'm trying to get him on the podcast too.
We got to get him on it. He's one of those poets that you have to hear multiple times in order to understand his full poem.
I was very amazed at her. I'm like, what are you saying?
Like, if you're not up on like certain like random facts and shit, or just little nuggets of knowledge, like certain things are gonna go over your head and you won't catch it until like a year or two later. Like, there's still poems that I will hear today and I'll probably still catch something new out of it. And I've known Hydra for 4 years.
That's cool.
Like, that dude is so dope. So
shout out to Hydra.
Shout out to Hydra. Shout out to a poet named Superman. Shout out to Sir Abstracts. I'm forgetting people. Shout out to Frank Expression. Shout out to Danny the Dork.
Oh, yeah, Danny the Dork. Yeah, I'm trying to get her on, too.
Yeah, that's my best friend.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's an amazing poet, and she's a painter, cosplayer. She does a lot of different shit. That's my dog.
Oh, cool group of people.
Oh, yeah, like, we're all... So, me, her, and Super, like, best friends.
That's cool.
High key. Like, yeah.
That's really cool stuff.
Them my right hands. Shoot.
Do you have any musical influences? It ain't gotta be all just poetry.
Oh, shoot.
Are you a fan of Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Yes. So, funny enough, so like I said, my god brother Sarion is a producer and stuff. And one of the songs, okay, so on the song that you listened to on my SoundCloud, where I had that little break, and I was like, oh, wait, I got that idea because Childish Gambino does breaks in his songs like that, where he will like go into a regular conversation and then start rapping again.
No, seriously, he does that when he freestyles too, bro. Like, when I listen to that, I'm like, dude, that's a good question because it gives you a sense to actually like take a breath.
It's like, oh, this is a guy that kind of looks like Chris, and you're like, oh shit, and I'm rapping this shit and I'm back in this bit. I'm like, wait a minute, you were just talking regular and now you're back into the rap. So I kind of did that same thing. He kind of gave me that influence with that shit. Sarion is actually the person that put me on to Childish Gambino.
Yeah, what's your favorite body of work from him? I like what was that one? What was that one I'm trying to think. Oh god, I used to be listening to this all the time. Childish Gambino.
That's a tough one.
What was it called? It's like, I know it's like because the internet's like that's usually the go-to one and everything. Yeah. But I'm thinking about his mixtape, the one where it's just like
Kawhi and Stone Mountain.
No, yeah, that's one too. But like, what was the other one? He did not cul-de-sac. I like that one too. But it's like
Camp Cul-de-sac because of the internet.
And what was that one that mixed? He did a song with Nipsey Hussle called Black Faces on it.
Oh, Royalty.
Yeah, Royalty. I love Royalty. I don't know why I forgot Royalty for a minute, bro.
Royalty.
I love Royalty. That's my favorite. Because it's like it's just him, bro. Because he is from the South, so you gotta have some trap influences too. But it wasn't overdone. It was done in the best way. He personified trap in his own way, and that's what I fuck with.
He did his thing with that one.
Bro. I like that. I'm glad that you knew exactly what it was. I'm glad I remember what song.
Yeah,
everything.
I can't pick a favorite body of work from him.
That's my personal favorite. This
Like complete body, I'm not sure. I can pick out songs. Like Bonfire is my shit.
He needs to do a comedic stand up again. I feel like it's been a while. He needs to get back.
Yeah, his stand up is hilarious.
Weirdo, I love Weirdo.
Yeah,
he should have been a couple follows.
I watch that every once in a while just to. That's like a comfort thing for me.
No, seriously.
Yeah. 3005 is probably one of my favorite songs, but the Beach Picnic edition. And not a lot of people know that there's actually words to that song.
Oh yeah, even though what's it like the kind of like
the ballad version of 3005. So there's on the mixtape, it's just the instrumental, which is really cool, very chill. However, there is a hidden track where he has lyrics and he's spitting throughout the whole song. And not a lot of people know about that shit. So
that's cool. I mean, that's where it is. Because when you're like a fan of somebody, they save all like the non-known stuff for that. Like, you know, like for instance, you could be a Tyler the Creator fan. It's like, you know, about all his old mixtape stuff. And then like there's the fans that he has like before him.
Miss Goblin Tyler.
No, it's okay. He's at a different stage right now. I kind of like where he's at right now.
I'm happy for him.
I miss the mixtape days too. Everybody mixed the mix as with J. Cole. I miss the mixtape day with J. Cole.
That's not even.
I miss the mixtape day with Kendrick Lamar.
Bro, with like, J. Cole with his last what was his last one?
Off
season gave us mixtape Cole again. It gave us glimpses of that, but it showed his growth at the same time. So I can appreciate that album and that body of work for what it was, because it was like, yo, he tapped into his old self, but then showed how much he's grown since then. And Cole, it's kind of hard for Cole to drop an album and it not be fire.
No, seriously. Have you been to Dreamville Fest?
No.
Bro, you need to go to Dreamville. I've been to Dreamville Fest twice. Like, every time, it's just a tradition now for a family. Because, like, when I went, like, literally, I'm going to show you some picture, too. I went, like, with a group of people and everything. I didn't go with a group of people. I went with my brother and his girl and everything. But I was in this group chat and everything. And we didn't even know we were all going to meet each other there and everything. But I said, like, as soon as we got there, I said, hey, let's just meet by the Ferris wheel. All, like, about 40 of us met at the Ferris wheel.
Holy
we all took a group photo, bro. It was so fun. I need to print that photo.
Dope.
That's going in the album, bro. I need to put it in the album.
Yeah, that's
on there.
Dope.
It was so cool, bro. We still kind of talk to each other from time to time and everything, you know. But it's just like, you know, it's just cool vibes, bro. Yeah, it smells like Halloween. Yeah, there's edible fruits.
I mean, so what?
But it's always cool. It's always a wonderful experience. I never had a bad experience at Dreamville Fest. And the 2-day, like, when it just made it that more enduring.
I'm definitely going to make a plan to go. Man, the tickets sell out so fast.
No, serious? I don't even know how. You got to get it on layaway this time. Get it on layaway.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Layaway is
going to be the best. I tried to go on there and they were gone. I was like, oh.
I don't even know how I got it. Like, twice. When I tell you I was broke, bro. Like, I was broke. And I still made it somehow, man. It's only through the glory of God, man. Somehow, man. I hope I made it. I got to make the 3P. You got to make the 3P, man. No, seriously. As soon as they put it on sale, bro, I got to get on, like, again for 2 days, man, bro. Like, literally.
Cole is definitely one of my favorite rappers.
Definitely. Gotta fuck with Cole.
Honestly, and a lot. Well, I won't say that. Let me not undermine my dude's talents and what he does, but Big Crit is my all-time favorite rapper.
Crit here. I was just bumping Crit here not too long ago, bro. When I be running, bro, like, I made it. Like, you know that song I made? Like, Crit here.
I made.
No, seriously, that song, like, I have a song on my mixtape called Young Genius, and it's kind of like, it inspired me to do that song. It's like the same type of way.
Okay.
Too, bro. I fuck with it so hard,
Crit,
bro.
Crit is like, that dude, man.
I just love that he's just kind of underrated because only certain people can like it. You gotta fuck with him.
If you don't know him, then you don't fuck with him.
You can't pretend to fuck with Crit, bro. You can't. Yeah. You gotta fuck with Crit, bro.
It's either he up there on your list or you just don't know about him.
It don't matter. Either you fuck with him or not. I don't care about no list. What's a list? Right. He's dope. That's all that matters. Either you're dope or you're not. He's dope.
Man, I found Cadillactica.
Yes, dude. When my brother put me onto that, bro, I was like, Cadillac.
I never turned back.
It's over, bro. I could go on and on talk about Crit, but I don't know because we're already past like the hour time, and like we gotta roll this in the next
Cole,
10,
Crit,
20
and
minutes.
Sari on my top 3 rappers right now.
Cole Critton. What's the
Sarian, my god brother.
Oh,
yeah.
Sarian. Oh yeah. That's
like a lot of my friends are like my favorites.
Okay,
when it comes
good.
to things. So
that's great. You're a good friend then, because some people it's hard for people to actually even repost their friends' mixtape.
Man, my biological brother is an amazing artist. Shoot, I can try to link you up with him for an interview also.
Okay, no, most definitely. Send me his social media like whenever you're done and everything.
Yeah.
I want wherever we're off or whatever. So it's like, yeah, definitely you can hook me up with his social media and stuff of that nature. But I know we've spoken about the whole poetry aspect and the song aspect. What about photography? Because I want to be able to rope this in. You know, what really drove you into photography?
I've been taking pictures since I was a kid and didn't realize that I had a knack for it until I got older. And then I was, at events with friends and stuff like that, and they're like trying to take pictures and they're not getting the right angles. And I'm like, yo, let me do this for you real quick.
Okay.
And then I was getting all these angles and like, adjusting the lighting. And I was like, yo, these came out really good. I got you. And I was like, I should really make this a thing. And so 2018, I got my first camera and I started shooting. I got it for my birthday in May. Had my first official shoot July 1st. And from there, like I've been getting them every now and then here and there. Some of those people that I shot with in the very beginning are still sending clients my way. Or at least, putting me in the loop with the network with people that are trying to look for photographers. And even through poetry, like I've connected with other photographers in the city and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just being able to capture somebody in their raw, natural element, them being themselves. I like to do a lot of candid shots, but at the same time, like, if it is a session where, you're modeling, I want you and your authenticity. You don't have to pose a specific way just to make it look like a model pose. You are the model. Whatever way you pose is the model pose. If you're a goofy person, be goofy. If you want to take a serious pic, we can do that. But like, I want to capture you. I want you to see yourself in these pictures and how beautiful you are as an individual, male or female. Like, I want you to see yourself and be like, I like this. I like what I see. I like who I see. And I thank you for, allowing me to be this way on your camera. I'm like, yeah. Like, I love capturing people
in the element
themselves, yeah.
And it really kind of helps, like, really when it comes to like trying to do other things too. Like, I know, like, before I release like a mixtape and everything, I had to do the whole photography run and everything, and that really helps kind of sew in a lot of the feelings with it. It really sets the mood. And you can take so many pictures to use as your cover and everything. I can show you like some pictures,
and you can take the same picture and set the tone in many different ways. Like, it just depends on how you present it. Photography is a lot like poetry. You can view it one way, but the interpretation from another perspective is going to be different.
Yes, the science of for what was it? Interpretation. Yeah, the whole it's just it's so malleable and so different for everybody. So that's one thing.
Everybody's going to receive something different. So even with my poetry, when folk tell me or ask me like, "Yo, so this line right here, did you get that from this, and this?" Yeah. Is that why you wrote this? Yeah. because you said it. That's why. That may not be the reason why I intended it initially.
Yeah.
But if this is what you got from my poetry and it's something that helps you, yes.
That's good.
Same thing with pictures. Like, yo, the way that you capture this, like, I can see that you were looking at this, and this. That's what you see in there, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's some really, really good stuff. Yeah, we talked about a whole lot of dope stuff and everything, and we kind of have to start reeling it in now because it's already past the hour mark. And I don't want to be seen like hasty because this is a really good conversation and everything. But I want to thank you for hopping on and stuff of that nature.
Thank you for having me.
No, seriously, no, really, this is like the best. I didn't know like how I was gonna hop on. I ain't done this since like mid-July, so I know like how things.
Man, it's like, man, this is your thing though. This is your thing. Like, this is you're natural at this. Like, you just flowed right into the conversation. Like,
yeah, seriously. It's just thing. It's just something I just always want to build on upon and everything. So it's like, but it's good like for people to even donate their time to hop on. So it's like you must have believed in this to some degree. Yeah. I know you saw the logo and you thought like, wow, this is really, really dope, huh?
Yeah, I mean, when we talked that red, you were telling me about the goal that you had to get to 150. And I was like, bet. And you were just there, just vibing out, and you were, trying to make something work. And I know what that's like, just trying to make something work. Yeah. And so I fucked with your energy, and I was like, yeah, I could do this thing, and it's nothing, bro. We could do it again at some point.
No, most definitely, and it's just like, it's crazy how Wolf literally, like, that's the cool thing about this stuff. You get to meet more and more people. Like, I didn't even get to interview Wolf. He just brought me this, like, wow, all these people I can interview for this stuff.
Yes,
and then it was just like,
and now like you got all these people,
and now like reaching 150 doesn't seem that crazy. I'm trying to hit 20 before the end of this month because I only got a couple months left, like literally. So it's just like, I gotta really honor.
You gonna get there, bro. You gonna get there. Especially with like Red as a platform for people, just networking with people in there, because I know there are people who just want to be heard or don't mind talking and having conversation. Like, that's really all it is.
All right, cool. That's really, really cool, man. That's really dope of you to really hop on and everything. You got any other last words you want to let people know before you hop off? You're free to do so.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on my social media. My name Kayo. That's MyNameKayo. I'm on all platforms that way: Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, all of that stuff. You could also follow my photography page, Capture by Kayo. Capture the spell with a K, BYKAYO. Shout out to Release Therapy. Shout out to the Super Friends. Shout out to the Legion of Doom. I said, hey, yo. Shout out to Danny, my best friend. Shout out to Sir Abstracts, a poet named Superman. And just keep in mind, whenever you are feeling a feeling, whether it's happy, sad, anywhere in between, you normally look for art to continue that feeling. So make sure you support your local artists.
For real, though, for real, because that's Charlotte. I know you're not originally from Charlotte, but just knowing that Charlotte's just kind of going that direction, it's really, really good that we all are starting to kind of band together to kind of put our arts out there, trying to collaborate together. So it's just like, I feel like the future is very bright for Charlotte, North Carolina on that tone. But, well, that's it for the Mental Threads podcast. That was KO and Toasty. We sewn in, now we're sewing out.